In today's Your Questions Answered video, we'll be answering 3 questions. I will leave them in the description down below and in the timestamp. But the 3 questions are going to be, does the Hock Iron chip breaker fit and operate on the Luban hand plane? Does the Hock Iron replacement blade work with the SS and standard chip breakers of the record hand planes? And can we roll the corners on a bevel up hand plane and have the same effect as the bevel down? So this question was related to a Luban chip breaker being missing or not being able to source a new one. So we'll take that off here. So this is our Luban blade. Do remember, when we fit any chip breaker, the back has to be flat and you want your edge to be sharp, because we're going to take a shaving to ensure this actually works if it fits. So let's grab the chip breaker. So the back of this chip breaker has been prepared just like any other. These ones actually just have a slight sort of curve to them, so they don't have an extra machined flat bit that some of them have, like this one here, how it has a little step. These ones on the Hock ones, they just have like a bend put into them. Obviously going to have to adjust that screw. So far so good. Let's just make sure this chip breaker doesn't go too far down. Seems to be almost the exact width of the blade. There's a little hair of difference between the manufacturing of both of these, but it fits on there, so let's see if it fits in the plane. So, ooh. Well, it hooks in there and it adjusts, so that is a plus. It definitely fits. Now, the blade is a little, or the chip breaker is a little bit thinner on these, so we will have to tighten our lever cap. Perfect. Let's go over to the vise now and see if it takes a shaving, because we will make sure there is no gap. Both the blade and the chip breaker have been prepared, so there should be no gap there, but we need to take a shaving to check that out. So we'll just quickly lubricate the sole here. I had to actually pause for a second there and sharpen the blade because I realised it was actually blunt and was not going to do very well. So I've squared the blade up by eye, so we should be able to advance it as normal here. Just trying to square that up. It's taking a fairly nice shaving here. Just going to take it back to a little bit of a finer shaving for a second. Still not 100% square. And we're getting a pretty nice shaving off that. So there you go, that's a big thumbs up for that first question. Does the Hock Iron chip breaker work on the Luban blade? You betcha it does. It works very, very well. So I've got this restored record, which has just been sitting around inside. That's why it's got a bit of dust on it, but it's the only one that I've got that's got a normal chip breaker. So we can see here they've got the angles. It's the original one. And it's all fitted to the original blade here. You can see the oil that I left on here to stop it rusting, and it's done a pretty good job. So we'll go ahead and take that chip breaker off. Now I don't expect any issues with this. It should work perfectly fine with this Hock blade. Assuming my Hock blade is actually sharp, which I think it is. Ooh, it slipped forward again. It keeps slipping forward every time I try and do it up. should work fine. I'm just struggling to hold it to do it up and stop it sliding forward, because it slides forward every time I do it up. Hopefully we have no further dramas. So this should be squared by eye now. As we can see, although I had a few issues trying to get that chip breaker to stay in place, when the chip breaker doesn't slip forwards, we get perfect shavings. So, as you can see there, the standard record chip breaker, which will be the same as the standard Stanley chip breaker, works perfectly with the replacement Hock Iron. And we should have the same effect with our SS version. For those of you that don't know SS means stay sharp, and their chip breakers are a little bit funky. Their idea is that they have this front piece here. So the idea is you could leave your chip breaker on, you could take it off, go sharpen it, and just put this little front piece on. Now in practice, these don't work very well in my opinion, and every single one of them I've got means that when I do them up, I need more pressure on the lever cap to actually hold this lower bit in place. And because they're in two pieces, it also makes it very, very difficult to prepare that edge by the under sharpening like I've shown you in previous processes, which I'll leave down below. So let's see how well it works on this Hock Iron. Now, the way I put these SS ones on, put the upper piece on first, then I drop the lower piece on and adjust. But in my opinion, these do not work. The SS doesn't work very well. I like the idea behind it, but in practice, it just doesn't function quite as well as I think they were hoping it would. Once again, lubricate the base up, and we're clearly still not quite square. If I take that out, you can see there's nothing jammed in behind it. So it's fitted, it is working, and if you do have these SS ones, they work as well. Although I prefer the normal ones. So that's the blade from my Luban number 62 low angle. You can see I have them rolled. So let's quickly take some shavings and see. I might have to just take that a little bit. So I've taken a whole bunch of shavings in that one spot. I want to just get a slightly thicker shaving. So now I've taken a whole bunch of passes on this spot here. There's no ridging at all there, it is smooth as anything. Run the pencil across, it's not catching any ridge on that side. So I hope that shows you that the rolling of the corners to prevent plane tracks works on both bevel up and bevel down planes. I do apologize for not including the bevel up plane in the video when I was talking about it. I just forgot to mention it or show it, so now I've covered that here, so I will link this video below the main video that released last week. So there you have it, folks. I hope that answers your questions related to chip breakers and rolling the corners to prevent plane tracks. And if you like this video, please do like and subscribe down below. While you're down there, do sound off the comments. If you've got any questions on any of my videos, do leave them below this one, or actually on the videos. And if I feel it really needs a video, I'll put it together. Or if I've got a bunch and I just want it, and we just slap it together like this video, with a bunch of questions. I might do a video on it, especially if it requires one. And if you'd like to see another great video, such as the one you've seen here today, do check out the videos on screen now. Bye for now.